Okay guys, I'm back with another Z4 setup from the Apex Online League race. I've just done the Elite race. It got me pole, fastest lap in the race, and a race victory by over 20 seconds again. I'll go through the setup quickly. If it's daytime, you will need to add a bit of pressures to the tyres to note, but with this we went a little bit lower there, 184 and 186 for the rears. Brakes, everything the same as usual there, brakes balance 63. Brake mapping all the way left as usual, no changes. Final drive 3.97 was a really nice gearing to be used for this track. Limited slip 1%. Now that's quite important. Tried 0 and just adding it to 1% gave me a little bit of advantage coming out of the bends, a little bit of speed. Anything too high and it was just slipping around some of the corners. Limited slip preload again. I went from 60 to 80 and that really helped as well. So you may want to go higher if you're struggling with grip still. Bump stops only 7mm again. Stability was quite key on this track even though it was a bumpy track. We went quite aggressive with the suspension as usual with the Z4. It gives you a lot of speed through some of the fast corners. As you can see there, we were running quite high on the stiffness on the suspension, except for obviously the fast bump, which we go low to give us a bit more speed through the corners. What else did we have? We had the ride height we had on 64 and 70, so we wanted a bit more of a forward rake so that it was higher at the rear a bit more, and it was actually able to go over some of the bumps running 64. It didn't really get affected by the bumps too badly. Everything else there was pretty much normal to what I normally run. Cambers 2.1 and 1.5 on the rears. Found that to be the best way, and the toe angles were as usual what I normally run for this car. Downforce 0.2 though, quite important that for the Z4 as it's not got the speed, so the first sector is purely about speed, so you really do need to run 0.2 just to give yourself a chance on that first sector and to avoid any chance of being overtaken. But the handling on the Z4 basically means that you can and pretty much catch up with anyone else that's running more downforce than other cars. It handles fine with the setup. It got me pole, like I say again. The force feedback as usual, I don't change it. We'll just I'll quickly go through the lap with you again like I normally do, and I'm going to maybe point out a few areas which you want to know and be careful of. The lap wasn't perfect. I was pushing it a bit. This was a practice run. It wasn't taken from the qualifying lap, so we'll just go through it quickly now. We start the lap obviously going down the start straight, and we're going to go into the first corner, the right hander, and we're going to brake just before the 300, and we want to go into third gear. I don't want to go down into second gear. Like I say, third gear will keep it balanced. Staying in third, skim the apex and hard on the power. Just run as bit wide as you can there. Don't push it too hard, but you want to use as much of the track as you can. Now through here we're going flat out, and we're going to just turn in just to skim that curve there, and we're going to go into sixth gear just as we enter the right hander here now. So we're going flat out now, and we're going to enter into the chicane. You want to be the chicane. We're going to be looking out for the 400 marker. As you see, that's when we're going to brake and down gear into fourth gear. Stay in fourth, not third. Going over the curbs, stay as far left as you can, and then power through this corner. A little bit of a lift through this corner now, and then we're going to go into fifth gear once the revs build up a bit. We should be flat through there now. And then as soon as we're into fifth, we're going to brake as soon as we see that curve there and go down into third gear and stay tight on the left. Don't run wide, stay tight, and then get on the power early and floor it out of the corner as hard as you can. Now we're coming in and we're going to brake just after the 200 there into third gear again, staying tight on the inside again. I don't like to let it run, the camber will take you wide otherwise. So then we're coming into the right hander, and we're going to brake dead on the 300 pretty much, and we're going to go down into third gear yet again, staying in third gear, and then we're going to stay tight and then floor it out of the corner again. Now we're coming into left hand, you need to be careful. We're going to go into fourth then third again, not going to go into second. We're going to stay in third gear, and you just coast through that corner and just be careful of the back end through that corner. And then we're going to go into fourth gear for the fast left hander, turn in tight, keep it as close to the curb as you can, be careful not to hit the curb or it'll bounce you wide. And then we're going to go into third gear for the final corner, again tight into the corner, and then floor it out of the corner into fourth, and then over the line for a 1 minute 41.3 I think it was. Yeah, there you go. I'll leave you with the replay of the lap so you can have a little watch, and I hope this video can help some of you guys improve your lap times out and maybe give you a better chance in any league races you've got. Remember, increase them tyre pressures for the daytime, and obviously if you run in ABS you can run up to 90 to 95% maybe, and you can probably put the balance maybe down to 60% for the front and rear, obviously because you're not going to be locking up. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to support my videos by liking and giving me a subscribe. Thanks guys.